whole life, I always knew I was special. Even with no remainders, I could always move a decimal. Money on my mind while the girls that made un beso. Hustlers in my blood and it's running through my vessels. Just trying to clear the threshold, just trying to make a way. In my race against time, I could see an early grave. School to prison pipeline, 12 years a slave. Suspension and detention is conditioned for a cage.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is, do you believe we will see Spence versus Crawford next? Now, this fight has been flirted with for a long time. We've heard that they're trying to make it happen, only to be disappointed in the end. I'm going to turn it over to you, Conspiracy. Do you believe that we're actually going to see the fight this time? And if so, or if not, why?
I think we are. And the reason why is, what other options does Crawford have right now? You know, like, it's unfortunate that he doesn't have like an actual home, but I'm pretty sure Al wants this fight. The turnout last night in Dallas was great. I can only imagine it'll be similar, if not even better, for that TC fight with Spence. So I don't know. I think right now it's the perfect time to make this fight happen. You know, like, so me personally, I think Crawford should be okay with 70-30, but 60-40 to me seems great if I was TC. If they offer him 40, he should just take it and let's get to training. Because, you know, unless Crawford says he wants a tune-up fight prior to the Spence fight, and I can understand that too, but I think he should just go straight for the Spence fight. Spence wants to fight. TC's claiming he wants to fight right now. You know, Bomac talking real spicy right now. So it just seems like everything's aligned. Let's just make it happen.
All right, Trill Dollar Bill.
Yeah, I'm with you, G. I'll be shocked if they go right into it. I want them to go right into it. I want to see the fight. I got to be clear because, you know, got to be clear. You know, I want to see the fight. I would love the fight to be next. But for some odd reason, I don't think that they would jump right into it. You know what I'm saying? Just because how they act. I think they would try to milk the whole situation, you know? So I could see TC fighting a Thurman or somebody, you know, a tune-up before Errol. But through the fight, it has to happen because everybody's going to look at these guys. Funny. Damn. I mean, no, not. I wouldn't say a tune-up
before Earl.
Nah, he said Thurman. He said Thurman as the tune-up.
No, I said not a tune-up, but you know what I'm saying? Thurman ain't been one time in a long time. He's had a lot of injuries. You know what I'm saying? I can see him getting in there with him. But I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if they go right into it. I would love to. The energy is there, but you know how they like to milk things.
You know what? I'm not going to say milk things, but it would make sense to build up Crawford. That's the only thing with TC. Like, I wish he was there last night because that would have been a perfect opportunity for him
to step in the ring.
Yeah, yeah, like that Dallas arena was packed. It had several fans.
See, that's why I was entertaining.
That could have been his moment to sell himself so people could be excited for the fight. He wasn't there. But I think maybe Al or whoever else wants to pick up the next Crawford fight, they're probably realizing we need to sell this guy first, you know? So, like, TC is going to have to probably do a little tune-up fight on the PBC just to showcase his skills, have some interviews, have a little marketing campaign going, just so people could, like, be like, all right, I'm really familiar. Because, you know, again, it's the casuals that sell. You know what I mean? The diehards are going to see it regardless, but the casuals need to know who TC is. And as of right now, TC isn't really that known. You know what I'm saying? So his fandom needs to match the skill set. He has a skill set, he just lacks the fandom. So that's what he needs right now. So I think Al might just give him a little freebie first before the Spence Crawford fight.
All right, T.
Do I believe the Spence and Crawford fight will happen next? There was some rumors, you know, Crawford was agreeing to a 2-fight deal to fight Spence. And if that happens, if he fights Spence next, no. But I feel like that 2-fight deal is gonna be there so Spence get so Crawford get warmed up for Spence. once that fight happens, either Garcia, Thurman, or even Ugas, just to Ugas got roughed up last night. I'm not even gonna lie. But just a solid tier fighter who's in that division.
Ugas got like 9 months of recovery time.
Yeah, I've
seen that eye, man.
I think, but you're right, TBE. You're right, TBE. No, not Mikey Garcia. Danny.
Still said Mikey Garcia.
Danny might get the call.
Yeah, Danny.
Danny might get the call to fight him. You know what I'm saying? To get the call to fight him, to build. That's why I say I don't see them jumping right into it. Like, when's the last time we had like a real undisputed welterweight, right? 2005, right?
Zab Judah.
And it was the lineal, correct? You know what I'm saying? It's been a long time.
It's been a while. But I think this year is gonna surprise us. And I think he's gonna take one fight before he takes on Spence. And it's gonna be it's gonna be a nice pregame to the real game. And I can't be mad at any of that happens. And I hope TC doesn't come on that BS where it's like he outprices himself again. Where he's a free agent, he's seen his worth. And once you've seen your worth, you gotta understand. You gotta put your foot down. You gotta find yourself in this market. If he doesn't find himself, I don't know what goes on after that. Because he likes to outprice himself a lot. So.
Bruh, he can't do that. Spence.
How can he not do that? He done it a lot of times before that.
Nah, not anymore. Now he knows his worth. He knows he can't do what Spence is doing right now. There's no way. There's no way he's gonna outprice himself. If he does that, that means he doesn't want to fight. That means he's ducking, in my humble opinion. And I like this. But that means you ducking, bro. You don't want this fight.
No, I agree. If TC asks for 50-50 now,
that's crazy.
He's being unrealistic. If it's not evident that he's the B side now, then I don't know what it would take. Like, you don't have a promotional company. You don't have options. You don't have any leverage, really. Errol Spence has 3 belts. But I'm saying this. I want it to happen next. With you guys, I don't know if it will happen next, only because if you're, say, PBC and you have this guy who is not on your roster and he's a free agent, you kind of want to milk the cow. You're like, so we're going to just give you the big fish. And if you beat the big fish, you're just going to take 3 of our belts and leave. So if the fight's next, he's probably going to have to sign a multi-year deal with PBC, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because they have opponents for him. Like, if he beats Errol Spence, what's next for him? Well, they got Jerron Boots Ennis. They got Danny Garcia. They got Keith Thurman. So it's a matter of,
They even got Charlo.
Charlo. Yep. And they got Castano. So they got what you need. It's just a matter of, what are you going to do? Are you going to, ask for and demand 50-50 or ask for that type of money? Or are you going to be reasonable? I'm with G. If Terence Crawford asked for 50-50 or he priced himself out, to me, it's a duck. Because if you really want to fight, you're going to do whatever you can to make it happen because he has the world at his fingertips right now. If he beats Errol Spence, he's the 2-time undisputed at 140, undisputed at 147. He would have made himself legendary, but then, as Trill pointed out, he could actually go to 154 and challenge the winner of Brian Castano and Jamal Charlo and potentially be the 3-time undisputed champion. So I think the ball's in his court. I think TC's a phenomenal fighter, great skills, but he hasn't made the best decisions in terms of like making moves for his career. Hopefully, he will get this done. One of the biggest mistakes I think TC has made with his career is marketing himself. Mm-hmm. I don't believe he's marketing himself to match his ability, and I respect the fact that he's serious and he's focused on boxing. If you know the TC story, he got shot in 2008 at a dice game. Yep. In the back of the head, shooting dice. He wasn't the target of the bullet. It just happened to hit him. But they say that the bullet went through the back of a window, and that changed the trajectory of the bullet. Otherwise, TC may not be here today. And so, like, that switch went off in his head where it's like, I got to take my career serious. I got to take my life seriously. He turned his life around into becoming one of the best fighters in boxing. Another thing I really love about TC is he's a family man, but a real family man. In a world where people are, like, getting these, and hey, everybody do you. Do what makes you you. I'm only just speaking on reasons why I like TC. He stayed with his real girl, where he could go with these women who are having surgeries and these women who are doing all types of things, and
a trophy wife.
That's He didn't try to go and go with the fad. He didn't try to get a Kim K. He stayed with the woman that held him down, and I think that's real, and you got to respect that in someone. It was like he could go out there, like you said, and try to get a trophy wife, go with the Kim K's and do all that. He said, nah, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm being with the woman that held me down, and that's real, and I respect that. That shows someone who has sense of self. So, like, you look at TC, there's a lot of great things to like about TC, but it's never really put out to the public like that. Mm-hmm. Maybe it's because he's private. I know he said he's sick of talking about being shot, but you look at Errol Spence, you look at TC, the one thing these two brothers have in common is they had near-death experiences that made them appreciate the sport of boxing, that made them appreciate their ability, that made them appreciate their craft. TC said it. I think he was like 21 years old. He was out shooting dice when he should have been in the gym and being shot, and possibly dying made him realize he needed to take his ability more seriously. Errol Spence was champion and he was having a good career, but he was out drinking, partying, everything. It wasn't until his car rolled over that Errol Spence was like, yo, I got to take my career seriously. Mm-hmm. So you have two guys who are more similar than people realize, and two guys who built this great fight. And I just want the fight to happen before, I think as Ned was trying to say, it's too late, before it loses like its steam. I think this is the right time to get the fight done. And everyone's going to be like, oh, well, you're jumping on TC. It's not that I'm jumping on TC. I hear people on other channels who come at Errol Spence. That's their opinion, that he's the reason why the fight hasn't happened. And that's okay. I respect that. I'm of the opinion that 60-40's been reasonable. Reasonable deals have been given to TC, and he hasn't taken them. Even when he beat Sean Porter, he called out Manny Pacquiao. He never called out Earl. So I'm happy to see them agree on Twitter, agree in real life, and let's finally make this fight happen.
Let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And please check out our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.